Alright, today is all about substitution, function notation, and simple function substitution. It's like we combined those two titles into the third title there. Okay, so when you substitute, you replace a variable with a number, and then you use the order of operations to complete the problem. See below. So if k is 3, simplify the following expression. So they go through it here. Negative 3k plus 5. So first substitute in the 3, which is what they did right here. And you don't have to write that down. I'm just highlighting it there for you. It says then multiply, which would be the order of operations. That's what we do. We multiply before we add. So if we multiply, we get negative 9 there. Okay, so then now you just add these together and you get negative 4. So we're just plugging in, substituting in, and then working it out from there. So let's go ahead and try this next one. If x is 7, simplify the following. So we're going to substitute x in. We're going to substitute 7 in for x. What I like to do is I like to go through and leave a parenthesis everywhere I see an x. By the way, if I go too fast, remember you can pause me, you can rewind the video or like go back in the video and then you can review what I've done, okay? So if I go too fast, I apologize, but hey, this is for you. You can use your controls there to pause me or go back. So I'm going to substitute in the 7. Right there and right there. So you'll notice that's what I did, right there and right there. Now you want to use the order of operations, okay? So the order of operations says that we're going to have to do our exponent here before we do anything else. So 7 squared is not 14. Oh goodness, I just made a mistake my students make. 7 squared is 7 times 7, so it's 49. I'm going to bring everything else down because I really want to show you guys step by step. Order of operations says next, multiplication and division left to right. So if I go left to right, first we have 3 times 49. Well, you can do 3 times 49 here on your calculator if you don't know it off the top of your head, and it's 147. Now look at this, negative 7 times 7. So I'm still doing my multiplication division left to right. That's negative 49, and then bringing down my plus 5. Okay, so from here, let's keep going left to right. 147 minus 49, if you don't know, you could type it into your calculator, but I think this one you guys might know, is 98. And then 98 plus 5 would be 103. There you go. Let's do this next one. If k is 1.2 and y is negative 3, simplify the following and grid in the response. Okay, so remember what we know about the grid of response is they're never a negative, so we should get a positive number for this. So let's substitute in first, so 1.2. And if you want to use, like remember how I said I like to put parentheses everywhere I'm substituting in? You can do that here, like that, and then substitute in. So 1.2 goes here and negative 3 goes here. But then we do the inside the parentheses first, parentheses. So 1.2 plus 4 would be 5.2. Doing these inside parentheses first, negative 3 plus 4. So really, we don't need these extra set of parentheses. But you can put them there. It's not wrong. Negative 3 plus 4 would be 1. Multiplication and division left to right. So 2 times 5.2 is 10.4. Minus 1. We don't need these parentheses anymore. So 9.4 is our answer. So remember over here, we're going to write down our answer first. And then once we write it down, then we go ahead and we bubble in our response. Notice where I have it positioned. And there we go. Remember, if I go too fast, you can go back and rewatch too. Function notation is helpful to know what you put into the problem and what you got out of the problem. So input, output. Overall, it's more helpful to see what you did and what happened. So I just want you to take note of this. F of x is just the letter y. It's just notation. Do not let it confuse you. It's not like an f times an x, okay? It's just a notation. So for instance, f of 4 equals 8 means if you substitute 4 into the problem for x, and you can write for x here, and solve, you get 8 for y, or we don't use y anymore, we use f of x. Write in words what the following means. So what this means is they're putting that in for x and they're getting that out for y. So if you substitute in 6 for the problem, I should say 6 for x in the problem, you get out 1.5 as your answer. Sometimes people call this y. Okay, it could be called y. And it really doesn't even have to be x, it's just some variable. So really, if you substitute in 6, you get out 1.5. That's really what you're aiming for here, okay? So it says, let's actually use it now. If x equals 4, find f of x equals negative 8 plus x. We're substituting 4 in, so put a 4 everywhere you see your x. And I'm going to even write over it in blue so you can see. I put my 4 in here, and I put my 4 there. Do you see that everywhere there was an x, I put a 4? Now, f of 4 is just notation. Do not touch it. Just bring it down. You don't do anything with it. And then negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. You're done. So if you put in 4, you get out negative 4 as your answer. If you put in 4, you get out negative 4 as your answer. For this, on number 5, we're going to substitute in 2.3. So f of 2.3 equals 2 times 2.3 plus 4. Bring this up a little bit there. So again, I want to just point out to you, all I did was I substituted in a 2.3 for my x. That's all I did. So f of 2.3, remember it's just notation, just bring it down. Order of operation says I multiply next. So this would be 4.6 plus 4. And then I'm going to add those together, so f of 2.3 equals 8.6. And you're done. So if I put in 2.3, I get out 8.6. And that does it for today. This is the video of the notes of substitution, function notation, and simple function substitution. Remember, if I went too fast or anything, rewind it and rewatch. Thanks, guys.